I have been a Putin supporter since 2022. My eyes opened 6 months ago when I visited Germany. The post title is self-explanatory. When the invasion began, I protested against it at first. I went outside, got beaten by the police, and decided it was not worth it. So I kind of shut up and went on with my life. Over the next few months, I began to feel different about the situation. I started reading Z channels and watch pro-Putin bloggers, moved away from Western media because as much as I disliked our government, they painted Russians as a nation consisting entirely of alcoholic orcs, especially subreddits like RR Europe. I don't know how to describe it. It was just very unpleasant to read as a Russian. So, anyways, I distanced myself from it even further when RKN, the Internet Surveillance Agency, began blocking undesirable websites. More months passed, they turned into years, and I've been pro-Z for several years. That is, until I visited my sister in Bavaria, who married a German guy. When I got there, Jesus Christ, it was like a curtain over my eyes just disappeared. You can guess how Russian media paints Europe, how all Ukrainians are bloodthirsty maniacs, and how wonderful it is to live in such a great country as Russia. What I saw in Bavaria was the complete opposite of that. I saw the quality of life, the German way of living, the clean streets, delicious food, and I just fell in love with Bavaria. I had a great time, spoke to great people, even made friends with a Ukrainian guy at the Munich train station. I returned home with a cognitive dissonance. It was really tough to realize that you've been spoon-fed bullshit without you even realizing that. I have been studying German ever since I came back, and I guess what I want to say is that I'm deeply, deeply sorry. I was scared at how stealthily propaganda worked its way into my head. I want to say sorry to everyone that maybe recognizes my username from political sub-comments, to amazing Ukrainian people who are fighting tooth and nail for their freedom and country. I have been a piece of shit, and I sincerely apologize for it. I'm now aiming to move to Germany through a Blaukarte, and I hope I make it. 1. I just fell in love with Bavaria. The pastries make that easy. 2. OMG, I went through a similar phase with my country's politics. It's so easy to fall into echo chambers when you feel attacked from the outside. Glad you got to experience something different and form your own opinions. 3. You realize you were wrong and you're able to admit it. That takes both courage and humility. There are millions of brainwashed, willfully ignorant people in my country too. They could easily access the truth if they really wanted it, but they're more comfortable believing lies. 4. Hopefully MAGA turns out like this guy. 5. Don't blame yourself too much for the cycle they trapped you in. Russia has been an authoritarian state, built on lies and control longer than anyone on this planet has been alive. And that's made them very good at manipulating the vast majority of the populace into supporting their government. Even the window that cracked open with the fall of the USSR has been promptly slammed shut. And unfortunately, I doubt Putin's death will end the cycle. The West has its own issues too. But the benefit of open democratic societies is that these things can be discussed and changed without civil wars, and the threat of governmental violence against their citizens. We're unfortunately in a period of democratic backsliding, but the things you loved about Germany have come to flourish because open societies allow them to do so. Many take that for granted and won't realize how severely that can fall away until it's gone. You probably can't change things in Russia itself. Any change there will have to come from the top. The USSR was most likely doomed after the Brezhnev years anyway, but Gorbachev refusing to be a heavily oppressive dictator and trying to open the system is what gave Russia any chance of democracy at all in the 1990s. What you can do, though, is be a person of understanding once you do get to Germany. There are many disillusioned with the downsides of democracy today, both native Germans and immigrants, who will also be manipulated into giving authoritarian figures control. Hungary is the current textbook example of democratic backsliding in Europe, but all nations are vulnerable to this process should the system begin to fail and propaganda is allowed to take root. You have a unique perspective on this because of your experience, and you can use that to protect the nation you've fallen in love with.